So this is the Mendocino Complex fire. Right now, these firefighters are conducting a burn operation, and what they're trying to do is burn off all this green vegetation to widen the containment line and stop the progression of this blaze that's already become California's largest. Fighting wildland fires is a vastly different beast than battling flames in an urban environment. Both are highly dangerous and claim lives every year, but the techniques that the crews are using to attack California's largest fire often give the blaze a taste of its own destruction. We hear, these pops going off, their flares kind of shooting into this greener vegetation. So what is that actually doing?
So what we're doing is we're trying to remove the unburned fuel from the perimeter of the fire so that we can widen our containment lines. There is still some unburned fuel in the middle of the fire, and there's some active fire. So really the goal is, if any of that fire flares up, we get a wind shift and it blows into the containment lines. It's a wider containment line. It's less likely to then blow across and for us to lose containment of the fire.
Strike teams like the one I met up with on the fire's southeastern front line use drip torches, hand-thrown and pistol-fired flares to intentionally ignite fires and burn off fuels that may have otherwise been used by the blaze they've been sent to attack. And while it may seem counterintuitive to fight fire with fire, it's just one of the many proven tactics that these wildland crews are using to keep flames from spreading. What's being done to stop these fires from progressing even farther than they are now?
There's a strong aerial assault that is taking place, as well as a lot of line construction. Those are taking place to prevent the fire from spreading into the Snow Mountain wilderness, as well as the populated residential areas that are surrounding Clear Lake and the other areas of these fires.
What does a line construction look like? What's actually being done?
There's two primary methods. The first is bulldozing and creating fuel breaks, and the other is hand line construction, which involves our firefighters using manual hand tools and creating a fuel break as well.
To see the techniques Vestal had mentioned firsthand, I rode along with CAL FIRE Captain Christian Linneman inside the fire's perimeter, where crews were attempting to get a handle on the flames spreading across the mountains above the small town of Stonyford.
And there's a dozer. Just a tank.
When we neared the top of the mountain, we were able to see the flames licking across the treetops, sending up a thick column of smoke a half-mile wide.
And the breeze is starting to kick up, as you can see, because when we first came out, the column was going more straight up.
Right.
And now it's being pushed over, so that means increased winds,
okay,
which means increased fire activity. With especially the droughts that California's been having, we had, out of 8 years, we've had one good year of rain.
Right.
And so with that, you're going to have a lot less moisture in all your fuels, especially your bigger fuels that usually will see more moisture. They're not having it.
Fighting this historic wildfire is just as complex as the factors that have pushed it to burn more than 300,000 acres, an area equal to the size of Los Angeles. With ever-warming temperatures, high winds, and bone-dry vegetation, firefighters on the ground and in the air have had to aggressively combat these flames with every tool and technique they have at their disposal, whether it be behind the wheel of a dozer cutting massive lines in the earth or dumping hundreds of gallons of water from a Black Hawk helicopter. And you can be sure they won't quit until every flame's been extinguished.
You got a good way out?
Yeah.
Keep it going. Keep it going.